Mr. Chairman, thank you for the opportunity to testify in support of my bill, H.R. 6020, the Honoring Our Living Donor Act. I think it's pretty clear that one of the most powerful acts of generosity anyone can perform is the donation of an organ to someone else. And there is a desperate need for those donations. We currently have over 100,000 Americans on the waiting list for an organ transplant. But unfortunately, there are not enough donated organs to go around, not even close. Over 6,000 Americans died last year while still on the waiting list waiting for an organ transplant. And in the last 15 years, there has actually been a 7% decline in the number of living organs that were donated. Unfortunately, during that same period, the waiting list for donations has risen by over 50%, and over 100 Americans are added to that list every single day. In response to that need, several years ago, Congress established the National Living Donor Assistance Center to provide financial assistance to people who are willing to donate an organ. It's no surprise that in addition to the physical disability involved with donation, there is substantial financial commitment involved. The typical living donor has to take at least 2 weeks off of work, sometimes as much as 6 or 8 weeks off of work to be able to donate an organ. So the National Living Donor Assistance Center provides financial assistance to those donors in reimbursing them for lost wages and things like childcare that are required as a result of their donation. Quite sensibly, there is a requirement for an income limitation on this program, and the donor must be at 350% of the poverty level or below. But unfortunately and nonsensically, that income limitation also applies to the recipient of the organ. I think we can all agree that making the income limitation require only to the donor not only makes more sense, but will incentivize more people to be able to afford to be living donor donors and commit this unbelievable act of generosity. So this bill makes that simple change to make the income limitation apply only to the donor of the organ and not the recipient. I think this is a common sense provision. I'd like to thank my Democratic co-chair, Congresswoman Delbene, for leading this piece of legislation with me, and I respectfully urge its adoption. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.